The podcast you are about to hear contains graphic language and adult content.
Sorry, moms.
You believe in the power of a curse?
Yeah, I do. I think I believe, just way to start things off with a huge yawn.
I can cut it out.
No, I liked it. Keep it in. Yeah. It's really setting the tone for this episode.
Yeah.
Curses. I do believe, I've tried to explode people with my mind and it hasn't worked.
Not yet.
So I mean, that's true. So I don't know how immediate it is, but I do feel like if you just throw enough bad vibes at somebody over a long extended period of time, bad things will happen to them.
I think that's fair.
Like, is that ridiculous for me to believe that?
If people believe that, like, talking nicely to a plant will help it grow better, I think the same can be said.
I fully believe in.
So then, if you believe in that, I think you must also believe in the inverse. That is, one, if you were to shit talk a plant, that motherfucker gonna grow like shit. Also,
I don't know if I believe that, though.
I think you have to. You have to, right?
No.
If you believe one, I think you have to believe in the other.
No, I don't have to do anything.
Well, then, I'm trying to agree with you, so... Do you want that? Do you want that or not? How do you want this to go?
I don't know. I want you to give me your true thoughts.
I do. I think all those things are true. I think you can say nice things to a plant to help it grow. I think if you were to insult a plant, if you were to berate a plant on the daily, I think you would notice it not flourishing.
Yeah.
And I think if you were to send bad vibes towards a particular individual,
just make a practice of it.
Make a practice of it. I don't know about
that sound in your brain whenever you see them.
Yeah. Whenever you see them, yes. I think in theory, in my brain, you would have to be like close to them.
Agreed.
You can't I can't just think about the president.
Yeah, I can't explode Biden's head with my brain.
Yeah, that would be, first of all,
too much power.
Not even Charles Xavier could do that. So I think that's saying
so
something.
Get in line.
Even in comic books, we drew a hard line at being able to explode anybody's brain.
They do draw hard lines in comic books.
Most of the time.
They draw lots of different kind of lines.
Speaking of
comics,
we all saw Morbius, and that's what we're here to talk about.
No, we're not talking about Morbius.
Oh, okay.
I draw the line at Morbius.
That's fair. I also draw the line at Morbius.
Yeah, do you want to... I'll give you 5 words to say about it if you like.
I didn't see Morbius.
Oh, I didn't see Morbius.
Is enough.
No, that's good. Okay, great. I'm glad we don't have to talk about it.
Yeah.
Hey, life has been busy for both of us recently.
Yeah.
Things are opening back up.
Yeah, they are.
Shit's popping off. How are you feeling?
I thought you were going to have a third thing.
No, you're lucky you're getting 2
you're
today.
Right. That's fair. Yeah, it is, it feels like the last thing I could equate this to was like saying yes to too many things.
Yes to the dress.
Saying yes to the dress. Yes, and. But really, mentally, I think I can't really comprehend the feeling. I think the last time I felt so overwhelmed by my schedule was when I had a normal life and went to work all day and then went and did like improv shit all night. So I feel like I brought this feeling upon myself, but I don't know. That's not true. It's just like happening to us. Things opening again, and the requirements around life have changed, and
it's true. And we've all lost a little bit of social stamina.
Yes.
A little bit of time stamina.
Yeah. So I feel like what seems like a normal day in 2019 is so overwhelming to me.
Yeah. Like absolutely scoops you out like a grapefruit spoon.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get that. I feel that. I think that there is a lot of power in saying no to things.
Uh-huh.
I think that's something that I was working on right before quarantine hit, and now it's a chance to practice it.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I want to do it all because I missed being out in the world. But
yeah. There's a part of me that's like, I can't believe I'm at home playing a video game when that was like all I did for 2 years.
Yep. But it doesn't mean playing video games isn't good or fun anymore.
No, it's also that is for me and has been for a long time a way I really like to unwind, especially after a day that is so hectic and chaotic in my brain. It's nice to turn off the brain, focus on, don't catch the ball. Catch the ball.
Don't catch the ball. Catch the ball.
Don't catch it.
Catch the ball.
Some balls explode.
Oh. That is a euphemism.
Yeah.
But like a really lame one.
A real bad one.
Yeah, we played Mario Party for several hours this last weekend together. A couple friends, you and me, a couple friends. That was a good time. I was not a kid who grew up playing video games. And I think those are the kind of games I like.
Yeah.
A little dumb, a little inconsequential.
Yeah.
Just real dumb stuff.
I think that's the whole, like, Nintendo's made their whole brand on, like, characters that kind of look kind of dumb. And you just gotta play them and they do dumb little things that are cute and dumb.
Just a goofs. Just a bunch of goofs.
What is Kirby? Like, what is Kirby? I don't know.
He's a wad of chewing gum.
He basically is a wad of chewing bum. And now in this new game, he, like, puts a whole car in his mouth. They made a mode literally called mouthful mode. And it's just Kirby swallows an item. Not really all the way. Just keeps it in his mouth. So he swallows a car, and he's just suddenly a pink bubble gum wad, like, condom around a car.
Oh, man.
And you're the car now, and Kirby drives the car. Like, it doesn't look cool. It's not a cool video game. It's dumb and fun. Yeah.
The Vor community must be going off.
Honestly, I haven't reached out to the Vor community in a while.
But I feel like they're going stupid, dumb, and hyphy over this new Kirby Mouthfuls game.
You know the way people thought furries were going to feel about cats? I think that's the way Vor people actually feel about Kirby and his mouthful adventure,
and how
or whatever you call it.
loaded he is.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's Herbie, not Kirby.
Wow. Herbie.
Shit.
Kirby's mouth fully loaded. Yeah.
Because I was going to say that feels like, I was going to say, wow, that's like really intense to call it Kirby fully loaded. Like that feels like going a little too far into the euphemism route. And then I realized it's never been called Kirby fully loaded. I just made that up in my brain.
Yeah. Somehow we kind of both stumbled into a really good portmanteau.
Yeah.
If someone hasn't made a Kirby mouth fully loaded poster,
get on it. Now's your chance to practice your graphic design skills, man.
Now, any wannabe graphic designer who's just waiting for the perfect opportunity to jump in, if you're waiting for a sign, this is it.
Here's your sign.
This is the sign. We are the sign.
It's your sign.
Put the Photoshop together.
Speaking of doing it,
yeah,
should we do the podcast?
Let's do the podcast. I want to do the podcast.
Let's vor the podcast.
You caught my eye in the grocery line, and I fancy myself a hell of a fella, but at the time I was nervous. Don't want to look like a pervert, but damn, it's hard to discern it. Were you flirting or were you just being kind? Is this a sign? Did the planets align? Cause the pleasantries we exchanged were nothing short of divine. Societal paradigms say it's all in my mind, but I think I sense a connection, so I'm hopping online to the .org, incorporated in 99. That's been in dire need of redesign since in Roman time. To the cutie who told the clerk that they were all out of time, from the wise guy behind her who said you can have mine. That's my opening line. I hope you'll pardon the pun. I'm not that kind of a guy. I'm not one to solicit strangers, but I'm strangely inclined. So if the feeling is reciprocated, send a reply.
They call it shooting your shot cause you might miss. And now I'm praying to God that you see this. You got me acting like I'm religious. I'm in a existential crisis. They call it shooting your shot cause you might miss. And now I'm praying to God that you see this. You got me acting like I'm religious. I'm in a existential crisis.
Taking the misconnection section into new directions. It's second chances to full romances from passing glances. Yeah. Craigslist.
Podcast for listeners. Someone called the ambulance for Jake Gyllenhaal's box office revenue because Sonic the Hedgehog is killed him dead and is on the run. He's on the lam. He did a murder. To the movie Residuals. It's a bad movie. Welcome to Craig's Existential Crisis, the podcast where we take the misconnection section into new directions. I'm Talon Bigelow.
And I'm Sarah Thompson. and it was a slow news week.
We sat
To be
here for a
honest,
while.
we sat here for a solid 10 minutes. So
We
you
don't-
get what you get. I'm not sorry. We worked hard on that.
If the podcast were a cake, this bit right on the other end of the theme song is like
The nuts in the cake.
okay.
Anyways, you might be wondering what this podcast is, besides us miserably scrounging for any sort of pop culture reference. This is a misconnection show. Oh my god,
We're having a bit of a week.
we're having a bit of week.
And you know what? We're doing you a service because we're coming to you back to back.
Back to back.
This is why we don't. If you want to know why
Ass
we
to
don't
ass.
normally do weekly episodes, it's because our bandwidth can only handle one every 2 weeks.
It's true. But what we're going to do is we're going to go on the misconnection section.
Yep.
We find the best postings from the internet's favorite free online posting board.
Boom.
They're anonymously written
Yep.
about people they thought they had a connection with in real life, didn't act on it in the moment. So they're writing about it on the internet in the hopes that the stranger that they connected with sees it. And they fall in love and have a wedding.
Or sometimes people just,
Want to put their dick in something.
So the other thing we do on this show is Sarah and I will cherry pick the best misconnections
Only the finest.
from the produce section that is Craigslist. And then we will feed them to each other cold. The metaphor kind of got lost.
Yeah, it did.
The point is, I haven't seen Sarah's choices. She hasn't seen mine. And it's kind of a little fun surprise.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Is it kind of fun?
It's kind of fun. Listen, I can take things away here.
Yeah,
I
go for it.
got one for you.
Stomach heavy with regret. Wish that I'd stop after our waves and smiles. Alcohol-fueled fear is a hell of a drug. Excuse me. I'm sorry I emotionally vomited on you and interrupted your music experience. No reply necessary. I am writing this from beyond my grave of embarrassment. They did say hella of a drug.
They did.
I'm going to go ahead and say that this person's not from California because Californians know how to use hella correctly.
Are you proud of that?
Yeah, I am. I'm very proud of the fact that hella originated in Northern California, specifically the Bay Area where I'm from. Absolutely,
Okay.
I'm very proud of that.
Okay. You don't still use it, though.
I use it a lot. I say hella a lot.
Yeah, you do. I'm just razzing you. It's not
How
working.
dare you.
Audience, you gotta take my side. I feel like hella's kind of dated. Craigs, you agree?
No. Wrong.
Okay,
Just because you're
put up a
Mr.
poll.
Hip Hop and happening on the cutting edge doesn't mean that you got to throw away the
I
perfectly
just-
good slang of yesterday. All right.
When I say hella, people look at me funny. That's all.
Yeah, it's probably because you're using it wrong.
It's probably a
you're
lot of
from-
other reasons, but I have to.
Washington.
Why you say it like that?
Because it's a state thing. It's a state pride thing.
All right, well, here we are meeting in the middle in Oregon.
In Oregon.
So,
For fisticuffs. Yeah, this is, I've had nights like this after I've gotten drunk. And just don't write on Craigslist about it. It's not going to make you feel better.
yeah,
I'm going to say it. It's not going to that's my advice at least.
I feel like if anything, it makes it last longer. I'm thinking about it now with you just saying it, but
Yeah, it just draws it out more. This is one of those things that you just need to nurse and then shut away in the cabinet of your mind and never think about until you're trying to go to bed and it's like late at night and you think about it.
Yeah.
What I affectionately refer to as a cringe reel, which is my friends and I'm not going to make this a podcast thing because it's too personal. There are some
Sure,
lines
absolutely.
I won't cross.
I'm not. You feel like you were looking at me like I had
No,
dollar signs in
no.
my eyes. Like, how can I profit off of this
He has
idea?
the little money tongue emoji.
But yes,
No, I was just giving a disclaimer to our listeners so don't get excited.
Absolutely.
My friends and I have this thing called cringe reels, which is like those moments that play before you go to sleep at night that keep you up because they're so embarrassing.
Yeah.
And we've made it a practice to like tell each other our cringe reels. And it's incredibly painful in the telling of it, but it's almost like lancing a boil in that it's like incredibly painful and uncomfortable, but then later it has less power.
Yeah. I like that a lot.
So if y'all want to steal that, expunge your cringe reels to your friends because then also them making fun of some of the worst things you've ever done makes you feel a little better.
Yeah.
Or worse. Sometimes they mock me about ones and I'm like, this was not the time.
Yeah, hey. I feel, because it is like a bit like, I don't know, it's like ruminating, right? Like, that's my problem.
ruminating.
I have a hard time letting go.
You're a ruminator.
I'm a ruminator.
Not to get confused with the Furminator, which is...
No, that's for doggy
Dog
hair.
hair.
That's for undercoats and de-shedding. Definitely you should use one. Anyway, I don't know. I'm not going to give you advice on how to raise your pets. I don't know.
We're not getting paid for that. Sorry.
Someone's going to come after me and be like, those things cause dog cancer. I'm like, okay. Anyway, I do have a hard time letting go. So there's definitely like those, I have a million of those moments.
Would you say you're a dog with a bone?
I would.
To bring it back to the dog.
If
the
you want
realm of dogs.
Yeah, if you just want like a pull quote. Yeah, I'm like a dog with a bone.
Thanks. I wanted a pull quote.
Great. We got that for the previews.
Yep.
Great. A little peek behind the curtain.
We'll add that one to the soundboard that we have. Yeah, that's rough, buddy. Don't emotionally dump on people. I had a really fun... I'll tell you about a really fun dump moment I had. I'm going to assume this person will never hear this.
Well,
so I'm
I
just
hope so, and
I
I also hope that no one they care about ever hears us reading their embarrassing moment.
Well, I don't care. No.
I don't care.
I'm not reading this. This is from my memory. This is something that happened on Friday. So on
No,
Friday...
yes. Your moment.
My moment. It's mine.
It's all about Sarah.
It's all about me.
Going.
On Friday, I went to a little dance party thing, and it was specifically for it's called emo night, and they play like throwback pop punk stuff.
Like what? What they got?
Well, they play like a lot of like My Chemical Romance. They play a little bit of like Hawthorne Heights. They play a little bit of Pierce the Veil. They play a little bit of Mayday Parade. I could go on and on. It's essentially like everyone who went to Warped Tour as a kid and should have been bullied for it but didn't, and so now they're still proud of that fact. I'm counting myself in this crew of embarrassing people. So I went to emo night, and they played Flyleaf. I don't know if you know Flyleaf.
Maybe sing a little.
I can feel you all around me. Yeah,
sure.
It was on Rock Band.
I bet. Yeah, you know.
That's why I hit that one.
I like that.
Here's a fun fact about Flyleaf. They're Christian. And so because I'm annoying ass, I was yelling things like, praise be, and I feel Jesus in this club as that song was playing.
God.
And the person in front of me turned around and was like, oh, I love Flyleaf. And I was like, oh, yeah, I love God too. And then I was like, how could I not? Jesus is so ripped. He's got those rippling six-pack abs. Like, they were really shoving him down our throats as children. Like, he's so hot. And this person goes, I have six-pack abs. And immediately I'm like, okay. Oh. And then they go, and I'm a stripper. And I said, okay. Oh. And then they said, no, I really am. And I was like, no, I fully believe you. There was no part of that I did not believe. Yeah, totally. And then I was like, do you do a Jesus bit?
Yeah.
And then they said, I'm Catholic. And then I went, oh, that is interesting. Yeah. And then they went, and I've almost died 5 times. And I was like, okay. And then I danced away from them.
Where do you go from there?
Where do you go from them? So maybe this, actually, maybe this was written for me.
Oof.
They did kind of, it was just a lot of information about a complete stranger, all coming at me very fast.
Yeah,
And it wasn't like I opened the door for that. But I did a little bit, I guess.
You normally learn about how many times someone has almost died, like over the course of your friendship.
Yeah.
Doing it in the first exchange of dialogue it's
a way to go. And I think they were also a little disappointed that I wasn't angry they were a stripper. I think they were looking for me to be mad about it because the way they reacted, I was like, no, I believe you. Like, there's no part of me that does not believe that totally.
I
but
mean,
like,
they're Catholic, they got a guilt fetish for sure, right?
Yeah.
They wanted you to be like, oh, gross.
And then they'd be like, yeah.
Tell me how gross I am.
I mean, let me tell you, Catholic trauma right there. That shit's mother's milk. Mother's milk to the Catholics. Speaking of, there is a saint that was a saint because he was like praying to a painting, and all of a sudden the painting lactated into his mouth. I love Catholicism. Anyways, don't worry about it. Don't think about it too much. There's also a painting of that. There's a painting of that happening, so you should look that up sometime.
I don't know if I will. I don't know if I want to do that to my Google search algorithm.
Nah, you do. Keep them on their toes. Keep the FBI agent listening to you on your toes.
I guess this guy likes, like, titty milk?
Titty milk.
You got a misconnection for me?
Yeah, I guess I do.
I mean, we could keep talking
it's
about...
fine.
Okay. Interested in me or upset by the call or both? Hey, cowboy. Hey, cowboy. Not a cowboy here, but a guy who appreciates guys. You were on the phone with your boot on the bench as I walked into the store. You were wearing cowboy hat, large handkerchief, boots, jeans with a large belt buckle. We are both down low, so I do not expect pictures, and neither should you. I am an older bear and was wearing my leather hat, good in the rain. You were involved in the call, but we had eye contact as I walked in the store. You are easy on the eyes. I would like to meet you again. I had some urgent personal business, and when I returned, you were gone. Please let me know if you are interested and we can set something up.
Is this or is this not the exact plot of Brokeback Mountain?
I think you're...
I've never seen it.
I think you're thinking of Power of the Dog.
Oh, you're right. The other gay cowboy movie.
Just the two.
Do you think some urgent personal business was that this person had a pee-pee?
That's what I thought of immediately, so I guess it must be.
Yeah, somebody who's wearing a leather hat would definitely call using the bathroom urgent personal business.
Yeah, because, like, first of all, you got to take care of the hat. You got to put it on a hanger, but not just any hanger. You know, you got to make it keep its shape. You don't want it to get in the splash radius of the podcast, you know.
The splash radius of the podcast. Yeah, that's a phrase that I've never wanted to hear in my life.
You know, I think my brain just went on for a brief moment.
That's all right.
Anyway, cowboy. Hey, cowboy.
Hey, cowboy. Hey, cowboy.
I love that intro.
It's what gripped me by the neckerchief and yanked me close for a passionate kiss.
And said, I wish I knew how to quit you. I should admit, I've never seen Brokeback Mountain either. It's not like I was, like, afraid of watching it or whatever.
Yeah, I'm cool with gay people. I'm fine with them.
Like, some of my best friends have gay friends.
Feelings. Oh.
No, of course I'm an ally. You know this. But I've never seen it. I just didn't get the,
either. It's sad. I've heard that I have a hard time watching incredibly sad movies.
That's the thing.
I think is my issue.
No, I would say for then that wasn't my excuse because I think I was okay with sad movies. I think I just there's just a couple movies that I had one group of friends and if they didn't want to see it, we didn't see it.
Y'all went to go see the SpongeBob movie instead.
You know, what was out that week, do you think? What was out?
What did I see that week instead? I mean, I think Brokeback Mountain came out when I was like early high school or late middle school, so I was definitely not the target demographic for it.
Right. It felt a little above my
pay grade.
It was 2005. 2005.
Oh my god. Okay, I was much younger. I was in 5th grade then. I was like, how old are you then? Like
14.
That's too old. You're 12. 8th grade, you're 14.
Are you telling me what grade I'm in? I was 14.
Oh, I thought you said
are you asking me how old you were?
Yes, I was.
I don't know. I don't know exactly.
I was 11 because I was born in 1994. Don't steal my personal information.
I'm not.
Not you. I'm threatening the listeners.
Oh, good.
You can't tell, but I'm shaking a fist at the microphone.
Guys, don't take all that info and make
my personal information.
A fake Tinder account with
unless it's really successful, and then do make one and tell me who I should go on dates with.
Ooh.
Don't do that. That's terrible. That's so scary.
Other movies that came out in 2005.
Please.
Well, okay. I have to find the month of Brokeback. But Batman Begins, just to give you...
Ugh. Tough crowd.
Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire.
Oh, tough crowd.
Star Wars Episode 3.
Okay, so there was a lot going on.
I'm not even done. We got Chronicles of Narnia. We got War of the Worlds. King Kong. Madagascar.
Whoa.
And Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Oh, and Hitch. Madagascar and Hitch.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Back-to-back Will Smith hits.
Well.
Speaking of Will Smith hits.
No. It's Chris Rock and it's Madagascar.
Duh.
Chris Rock
and Hitch is Will Smith. That's so embarrassing.
Do you often get this confused? Because I imagine last week would have been real confusing.
Why is that man punching himself?
Is this Gemini Man too?
Is this a promotional moment for Gemini Man?
They made a person out of another
But wait,
person.
wasn't Jada Pinkett Smith in Madagascar?
Oh.
Does this go even deeper than we thought previously? I think
fucking right.
She wasn't she?
Fucking
Did she
right.
play the hippopotamus?
Yep. Fourth build on the
Why
poster.
do I know that?
Why do you know that? Can you name the other actors in Madagascar?
Besides Chris Rock and Jada Pinkett Smith, no.
Really? Because they're big names.
No. Who else is in
Oh, Ben Stiller
it? Okay, yeah.
and David Schwimmer. Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we're not a movie podcast.
It's the same creator as
So I just
Shark
had
Tank,
the wrong
so-
Smith.
You just had the wrong Smith, but you were right. It was a family affair.
I was wrong.
You were wrong. You were right wrong, which
Yeah.
is they were
The better type of wrong to be.
alternative facts. Here we
There you
go. Nerdy thrifter with the Final Fantasy ringtone. Saw you peeping some trinkets at Village and thought I'd say hi. We talked about gourds and your time at Goodwill. You had pretty hair. Your phone went off and I mistook your ringtone for Zelda. You gently corrected me, saying it was the Final Fantasy title theme. How could I be so foolish? I don't know Final Fantasy's music well enough. I never played the games. I feel like
Whoa, fake nerd over here. Fake nerd. Fake gamer boy. Fake
Come
gamer
on.
boy.
Hey guys. I think I'd make the same mistake because Zelda's music to me very recognizable, and if it sounded anything like that, I think
You just go for it.
I'd just go for it. But you know what? If they had the vibe of a Final Fantasy enjoyer, they also have the vibe of someone who enjoys a Zelda game. I think they're the same. I think that
Yeah.
Venn diagram's a circle.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
A gentle correction also never goes amiss.
Gentle. It wasn't
Gentle.
like a rude correction. That's the hint.
It was gentle.
Because if I'm a nerd and I have to correct someone who gets my ringtone wrong, if I don't like them, it's not going to be gentle. Like if
gonna
I'm
be
flirting with them, if I'm not interested, I'm going to let them know it and be like, actually, these are Miles Morales, not Peter Parker.
That was still pretty gentle.
That's scathing. If you're on the other end of that,
Got it.
that is scathing.
Understood.
Yeah.
Did you ever have any really embarrassing ringtone or anything?
Oh my God. Yes.
Please tell me what your
man.
one immediately came to mind when I said that because I saw the psychological damage it caused you.
No one's gonna know it.
I don't care.
But-
I want to hear what it was in the context about it.
YouTube was like a new thing.
Oh,
right?
no.
And
Yeah.
there's an artist I'd seen on YouTube.
Okay.
Who covered Colby Clay's "Bubbly."
Oh,
was the cover.
God.
And they were like, they just had a beautiful voice. I was like, well, this voice is like effortless, and it's just this cute girl playing a guitar.
So
and
you had
she was.
Colby.
I want to be clear. She's of the Asian persuasion. It's not a white girl. I just wanted to be clear. I feel like it's better to say that. It's not some white girl claim. Colby Calais. Okay. This was
This is a proud Asian woman.
this was a brown on brown crush. I just became a fan of her. She had a lot of YouTube videos.
You're making a lot of excuses for having the song "Bubbly" as your
It wasn't
ringtone,
bubbly. It wasn't
and
bubbly.
You're not distracting me from the fact.
The point is, she did have her own music too, and I had not only a ringtone,
Oh no!
I had a ringback tone.
Oh, you did not.
I had, which for those of you who aren't old enough to know,
You're not allowed to listen to the podcast.
you shouldn't be listening to this without listening it with your mom.
Yeah.
With
Didn't you
your
hear that
mom.
explicit
Yeah.
content warning at the beginning?
If your mom's not with you and you don't know what a ringback tone is, get out.
Yeah.
But
MILFs only. This is a MILF only zone.
this podcast is just one big MILF trap.
Speaking of MILFs, sorry, real
Yes,
sidetrack.
sidebar.
You know how we were talking about MILFs maybe 2 or 3 episodes ago
Yeah.
where we were like, does anyone want to be called a MILF? Like,
Yes.
okay. I got some listener feedback.
Oh?
Some people aspire to be MILFs.
Some people aspire to be
Some
MILFs.
people aspire to be MILFs. The person who messaged me said, I aspire to be a MILF. I have friends who would like to be called MILFs. And I said, thank you for conducting some market research for us because we're too lazy for that.
Yeah.
Anyways, back to Colby Calais' "Bubbly."
Thank you for that. But yes, it wasn't Bubbly. It was Akina Granis was the artist.
Yeah, drop the name.
And she's great. She's still making music. I don't think I listen to her as fervently as I once did, but I had a song called "Message from Your Heart"
Oh,
on my
my
ringback
God.
tone. It's a cool, cute little guitar song. So everyone who called me
That's
had
incredible.
to hear the song. A ringback tone is so much worse than a ringtone.
You're such a soft boy.
Yeah.
Like that's such a. You had an acoustic lady
yes,
singer,
a beautiful
as your
acoustic
callback.
voice.
You are such a little soft boy. Look at you.
Yeah,
this
it
boy's
became-
wearing pink right now. Y'all don't even know the extent of how much of a soft boy he is.
So you can't see me blush. Yeah, no, it became a very in joke how much people started referring to her as my wife.
Oh my god!
I did see her in concert, so like we did meet. It did. Like,
It did.
We
There were
connected.
sparks.
There were
Sparks
sparks.
flew.
Sparks flew. Yeah.
Did it start in your toes and make its way to your nose?
I'm gonna send you the video, and you're gonna listen to it, and it'll like put your soul to sleep.
I will not be listening to it. But thank you for sharing that very beautiful insight.
Yeah.
Into you growing up.
You're so welcome. I mean, if you have an embarrassing ringtone, like I'd love to hear.
I didn't have an embarrassing ringtone. I had Africa by Toto as my ringtone for a really long time, which was a very like pick me girl sort of move.
Yeah.
Because I was like, yeah, I listened to like classic rock, like in late middle school, early high school. However, my dad worked at a garbage dump and he used to bring, I've talked about this before, he'd bring home treasures from the garbage dump. And one of those treasures he brought home was a cell phone. And I ended up using that cell phone because it was better than the one I had. So we switched my service over to this other cell phone. Here's the problem. The person had not told anyone that they had discontinued that number. And also they didn't wipe it properly when they threw it away. So it had all of their old ringtones, and the ringtone that was set on it when I got my first phone call was My Neck, My Back.
Wow. Wow.
And I used to occasionally get calls from people like asking for, I can't remember her name. It was a woman, and I used to get people calling me asking for her, and I was like, oh, this isn't her phone number anymore or something. It was weird because I didn't get her phone number, but somehow they used to call that. I don't know. It was very weird.
Weird. It's like some
yes.
weird phone forwarding.
Yes,
thing.
it was very strange, but My Neck, My Back was the preloaded ringtone on that, which really...
incredible.
And Lil Wayne's Lollipop was on there, but not set as anything. It was just, it had been clearly recorded from like an iPod on the phone.
Yeah.
Like it was under like new recording 4 or whatever. So I assume at some point it had been the ringtone, but no longer.
Wow.
So anyways, that was my ringtone experience.
Who do you use that ringtone for, if you even have
My
it?
Neck, My Back?
Yeah.
I would... Everyone. Who wouldn't I use it for is the better question.
I would use it for my mailman.
Yeah. Oh, that's hot that your mailman calls you. Lloyd Center earlier. I was getting in my car and you came up to me and stated you needed some new Jordans. I kindly went back in and bought you a pair. In return, you purchased a Whopper and said I could meet your husband. Damn! Please tell me, did that Whopper had cheese?
Yeah.
Yeah. That one felt good to read. I don't know. I don't know if you can tell that I enjoyed reading that one.
Yeah. It's pleasing
But
to the tongue.
It is. It is. Please tell me, did that Whopper had cheese?
So let's unpack this a bit.
Yeah, I'm very confused. Okay, please.
I mean, it seems to me this person was getting in their car, and this other person
asked for a pair of Jordans.
said, excuse me, I need some new Jordans.
Yeah.
And they were like, I'll get you some.
Yeah.
And he bought her new Jordans. Not cheap shoes.
Not cheap shoes.
Expensive shoes, Jordans. And returned them to her, and she gave him a Whopper.
No, she bought a Whopper. She didn't give it to him because here's the deal.
You're right.
She bought a Whopper. I don't think she gave it to the writer of the Post because they don't even know if it had cheese.
You're right. And I thought that was like trying to be like the... I thought that was trying to be the connector to like if this was you and you're trying to like tell me if the Whopper had cheese or not. But I'm realizing
Wait, maybe you're right.
But no, because in that whole situation, whether or not the Whopper has cheese is not the most distinguishing factor.
Wait, you could be right. I didn't even think about that because then, then you got like a 50-50 chance of being correct.
But if someone's asking you if I'm asking you to tell me like I got you a Whopper, tell me if it had cheese or not. You even asking that makes me think, I guess not, because it would be... Why would you even mention it if it had cheese? Well, it's so normal.
They are two different menu items. There's the Whopper and there's the Whopper with cheese.
But, like...
Is
this a regional thing? Like, I understand that, like, sometimes you go to a place and a burger just has cheese.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go to a place and you have to order a hamburger and add cheese. And I feel like it should just...
If you're
with
really
cheese.
the king of burgers,
Yeah.
it should come with cheese.
The-
This is making me want Burger King so badly. Their mayonnaise, let me have this for a moment.
Yeah.
Their mayonnaise
Yeah.
is so good. It's like a little sweet. It's a special mayonnaise. And that's all I have
King
to say.
sauce, they call it.
No, it's not
I'm
even
going to call
special.
it king sauce.
Then it sounds like,
Jism.
stop trying to make jism happen.
Sorry. King sauce.
King
Whopper sauce ain't
Whopper,
much better.
It's mayonnaise. It's not even a special sauce. It's mayonnaise.
just a special
white,
Burger King.
creamy mayonnaise. It's a little tangy. It's a little sweet. That's the end of my diatribe about Burger King. Is that you can't get the mayonnaise hit anywhere else.
I haven't had, of all the fast food places I had as a kid, Burger King's probably the one I've not had in the longest. Like I haven't had it since.
I still have never had Popeyes.
What?
Yeah, I know.
That's shocking.
Yeah.
And Popeyes is good.
They're a national chain too. It's not like that's a regional thing.
They're not just regional, but they're from Louisiana, and I went to Popeyes in New Orleans.
at
Like,
you.
so did everybody else because it's that good. Like, I
Yeah.
felt like we were going to be so touristy going to Popeyes. No, everyone's at Popeyes.
When I was in New Orleans, I made my parents take me to Raising Cane's.
Yeah. Which I still haven't had. I still haven't had that.
Dumb slut.
Okay, and one day we're going to have to try Raising Cane's. Raising Cane's. I feel like I'm added.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
Raising Cane's.
And Popeyes one day.
Yeah.
Fried chicken challenge.
Fried chicken challenge.
Fried chicken challenge.
It's not even a challenge. It's just eating fried chicken twice.
No, you just got to add challenge to it, or else your video won't get hits.
I'm all about getting the hits.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, that it's a really interesting, because for a moment I was like, is this a euphemism? But it is so convoluted, I do not think it can be. Like, it's so specific and convoluted.
You're right. It would be
You know?
a very specific, like probably only applicable in this situation.
Yeah.
euphemism. Yeah.
Yeah. And the waters get pretty muddied. So
Also, if I'm again, the situation sounds weird. Is this a thing women can just do, or can you could just go?
Excuse me?
I'm assuming a lot here, but I, being a man, have never done this.
I, being a woman, have never done this.
Some people are out here doing this, apparently.
I think that there are some people in this world, regardless of gender, who live by the rule of ask, the worst they can say is no.
I want it, I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we should both try.
We should
What
both
do you
try.
need? What do you need someone to buy you at the mall?
A hug.
That's easy. I feel like that's, if I go looking for Jordans and
Was
you
it
ask for a
sad
hug, one
that
of us
the
would go,
minute you went, what do you need? That was the only thing that, it was like somebody shouted it into an empty room that was my brain. And it echoed.
Listen.
And there's nothing else in there.
I already gave you a hug earlier. I gave
know.
you a second. I'll give you so many hugs.
Oh,
I'll
thanks.
hug you so hard.
No.
But like, if you were gonna ask someone to buy you something,
Got it. Probably something dumb that I wouldn't get myself. Like, I don't know, like a really expensive nail kit.
ooh, I need a new nail kit, sir. I
like
need a nail kit.
Fine makeup.
Oh,
Maybe a wig.
I need a blonde bob from the place at the wigs store in the mall.
Wig store in the mall. I mean, in Lloyd Center, yeah, they're really tackling a dying beast there.
Yeah.
This is local Portland content.
Local Portland. Local jokes for local folks.
Local P-Town content.
I think it's amazing that anybody has that kind of power to just ask somebody to buy them something and
it happens.
it happens.
Some people would just walk through this world differently, Talon. I
Was
gotta tell you
this
that.
person so horned up that they were like, if I buy this, she'll have to, right? If I buy her these shoes, she'll basically have to.
Yeah, I think that's how some people's mind operates.
This person was mad that they had a husband. And I'm like, they barely conned you. They just asked for something and you just got it for them.
It wasn't even effort. You didn't even get Tinder swindled.
It's not
You just
even a
got
crime.
Asked for something.
You just got approached.
You just got asked. So I was imagining that like a punked moment, but I don't know if it came across.
Yeah. No, I've come
Yeah.
across. I got that.
Thank you.
I just think it's amazing. All right, folks. As you know, Sarah and I are passionate people. And we don't get a lot of time to just let it fly.
No.
And I wanted to make sure we had that time in a new segment we're calling Rant and Rave. Here's how it works. Sarah and I are each going to get 1 minute, one of us to rant about something that made them angry, one of us to rave about something that makes them happy or excited or joyful. You know, one's positive, one's negative.
You get the idea.
You get the idea.
It's based off of the Craigslist section.
Yeah.
Rants and raves.
In which people just say outrageous shit that they want to feel passionate about.
You think Misconnections is wild? Head on over to Rants and Raves. It's like the next door of Craigslist.
Yeah, we wanted to do that podcast, and it was too much.
It would have been too much.
We dipped into rants and raves before, and it was like, we can't do this. Isn't fun.
It's like a simmering pot of sea monsters. It's horrid.
A simmering pot of sea monsters.
So I here's my thought.
Yes.
We didn't talk about this.
Yeah.
Are you gonna rant first? Because I feel like ending on a positive note is a good idea.
I like it.
Okay.
I like it as a mental health moment. Let's just start with the bad news.
Okay, are you ready?
Yeah. I think listen to me stall. I'm ready. I'm ready.
On your mark. I'm timing you.
Okay,
Don't you worry.
Cool. You got me.
Don't you worry your pretty little soft boy head about this.
Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
To the American Song Contest. You will never be the Eurovision Song Contest, and you keep trying to be, and you won't. Here's the thing. I fell in love during the pandemic. I fell in love with Eurovision, with the concept itself. I'd never watched it in full before. I'd seen clips. I'd heard some songs. But this is my first time sitting down and watching it happen. And it was incredible. The pageantry, the culture, it did everything right. It filled me with the most joy I'd felt in a time when that was really hard. Here comes the American Song Contest, using all the clips from the Eurovision Song Contest in their commercials for a totally different show that is not the same at all.
15 seconds.
Kelly Clarkson and Snoop Dogg have the chemistry of Anne Hathaway and James Franco. It's exactly the same. There's too much talking. I learned too much about them before knowing the song at all. I like knowing nothing. I'm over it.
Time up. Oh, that was good. You didn't even get into how much you hate states.
We'll have to save it for another time.
We'll have to save it for another time.
You know what? That's 50 different rants for me.
That's
so there you go.
That was really good.
Thank
you
you
for doing that.
Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me the space and the time. It felt good. It felt good. Now you're going to do something even better feeling, which is going to talk about something.
Yeah. Although I will say that most of yours was spent being excited about Eurovision. So it was like a very positive rant, which I liked. That was a compliment.
I think I needed to contrast what I loved with what I hated. Because if you don't know what you're missing out on, you might think it's good. You might be watching the American Song Contest. You might be liking it.
Rant's over.
You're right.
Rant's over.
You got a minute?
I got a minute. Well,
right.
You're going to do it.
I'm
going
going
to
do it. Yeah. You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Your rave starts in 3, 2, 1.
This is to the beautiful bastard of a city planner who decided to fucking plant cherry blossom trees across Portland. You son of sneaky son of a bitch. Did you know what you were doing for everybody's mental health? You're boosting it, baby. That shit feels so good. Let me tell you right now. This city feels like a different city when she is garbed, she's clothed, she's robed in soft pink petals, and let me tell you, it is like snow without all the shittiness of snow, when that shit is blowing around your hair and you feel like you're in a goddamn Miyazaki movie. So to that beautiful city planner who decided to plant cherry blossom trees all over Portland, I'm just going to say, I'm going to go out on a limb here. Get it? True joke. And I'm going to say, I'm going to guess this bitch had seasonal depression also, because there is nothing better than when spring has sprung and you see those cherry blossoms.
Time. Very well done.
Thank you.
And so agreed. Every year, it's like such a nice surprise where I'm like, oh
I
my God,
forget.
that's right.
I forget every year.
Yeah. It's so nice.
It's like they put little magical forgetting dust in the flowers, so I forget.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's too short-lived.
It is. The first big windstorm that comes is just like game over, but that's another rave for another day.
Yeah, if anything, my one problem with it is that there are just too many people enjoying them at the same time because they're so short-lived. If I could just go there and it was empty except for like me and like one other person and a dog.
Perfect.
Let's get right back to the misconnections. Granola Girl at REI. I was buying a hat at REI Bridgeport, and I fell in love at first sight with my Granola Girl cashier. As I walked up to the counter to pay, We locked eyes and kept smiling at each other, not in a creepy way, but a very sexual tension way. My, oh my, that took me somewhere. How does one hit on a cashier? Do I return my new hat and try to see if she's there again? Please help. See? Sorry, it's just the tension.
Yep.
I didn't want to ruin
Yep.
it.
Yep. I think you're going to say what I'm going to say, which is to answer this person's query by saying, don't
do it.
hit on the cashier.
How does one hit on a cashier? If you find yourself Googling that, you've gone too far. You've taken a wrong step.
Google should do that thing that they usually do for, like, how long does it take to... Sorry.
Yeah.
I was going to make a really dark joke, but it's...
Okay.
In essence, to say, instead of flashing you the suicide prevention line, when you Google this specific question, it should flash just in big bold letters, like it does the suicide prevention line.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah.
And then it should turn your computer off and make it explode.
Wow. Okay. Well, that I was on board for most of that. As an invention, I don't know how you implement the exploding technology.
We'll
but
get there.
We'll get there.
Google's and everything.
But you know what? You're right. I think Google,
Yeah.
if you have that warning technology, you should definitely warn people. There's so many situations you should warn people in if they're Googling something.
Yeah.
If they're making a bomb. If they're trying to reach out to their ex. If they're putting a nude photo online, maybe. For not getting... And for free.
For free.
And for free.
Get paid. No free feed pics.
No free... Yeah. If you're doing it for free, it'll be like... You dumb hoe. Don't you want to make
a little money?
Come
Don't
on.
you want to make a little money?
Don't you have any self-respect?
Don't you want to make a little money?
Don't you want to make a little scratch? Why don't you turn that ass into cash? That's what Google should say.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I just like this person, they must not be a frequent trawler of missed connections on the internet or of misconnections PDX. Because let me tell you, if there's one thing, sometimes the Instagram community can be a little mean about misconnections.
Oh yeah.
And I've just got to say, to each their own, I suppose. But one thing that the Instagram community is correct about, they hate this shit. They hate when people talk about hitting on people who work there, and I'm like, it's true. It's fucking true. So it's obvious that this person, this poster, has never ever taken a hard look at the community around misconnections, because they would know better.
They're not even participating in the community.
They're not even participating.
They're just a lurker.
Because here's the deal. It's Cashier 101 to lock eyes with people and keep smiling. That's literally in the employee handbook for REI, I'm pretty sure. Doesn't mean they want to fuck ya.
Absolutely not. I think there is something in my brain that knows for sure. Like, it doesn't matter how attractive the person
Trader Joe's. We're talking about Trader Joe's.
at Trader Joe's is.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
We can fantasize.
Yeah.
We just got to do it quietly and to ourselves.
Yeah.
And not post on the internet about it, because it's never okay.
I definitely don't go home and write a message to my Trader Joe's cashier saying, like, wah, fuck. Like, that's not a good way. Like, you're allowed to let your brain have a little daydream moment in line at REI, you know?
Yeah,
You're
that's
allowed.
okay.
Just don't infringe it upon other people who are forced to be there for money.
Exactly. And and this person legitimately is asking for help. They said, please help.
That's the other thing. They're not just... I thought they were reaching out to the cashier.
No, they're reaching out for advice from this community.
Yeah.
I think they already know the answer. Don't do it.
Don't do it. They're like, I can't figure it out, but maybe you all have had better luck. Someone on Misconnections must be knowledgeable in how to hit on a service
Cashier,
person.
come on. And their answer is, we do know how to do it. Don't.
Everyone should go on Misconnections and, like, spam this guy with...
Respond.
With jokey responses. Be like, oh, yeah, here's how you hit on cashier. Go fuck yourself! And see if that works. See how that works.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is Craigslist 101, people.
Craigslist
101.
101. Don't flirt with the service people. Unless...
No.
Okay. Are you sure? Because if it's out...
No.
Okay. All right. Well, here's something for you, I suppose.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Ran into you twice in the last week. We smiled at each other while shopping. We smiled at each other while shopping and ended up talking about writing and art and therapy and all sorts of things within like a 5-minute span of time. I asked if I could give you my number, but you told me you were moving and might visit me at my work before you left. I ran into you a second time and we smiled and waved to each other. I told you that you still had to visit before you go, and you said you're leaving in 2 days, but might just. I said I was off the next 2 days, and we were both like, dang, we'll see you around. I should have just asked you to hang out then and there. I'm legitimately off the next 2 days. I should have just asked you to hang during then. Maybe you did actually want to hang out, but I'm kind of smacking myself for not taking the chance to ask. I'm going to say I think this person was spiraling a little bit at the end there, which is why I took that. They also wrote legitimately.
Yeah, which if it's a typo, it's a great typo.
It's
if not,
great.
It's a great portmanteau.
It's beautiful. Good job.
I think I'm going to start adopting that. If this was that person's like made up language, it's very recognizable. And I don't think they would be trying to post anonymously if they were spewing out catchphrases like that all the time. Spewing.
Absolutely fountaining with catchphrases.
Just bursting with catchphrases.
Just absolutely ejaculating catchphrases everywhere.
Just gushing.
Blasting ropes of catchphrases.
Fantastic.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it did feel like, I don't know. It felt relatable.
Yeah.
It felt like I would do this. And also, if you're running into someone who said you should hang out, or you said you should hang out, and like the next 2 times you run into them, they're like, I don't know how much they want to hang out. You know, like maybe in the moment they were real flirty the first time they saw you. And then not so much now.
Not so much. And you know what? This doesn't even necessarily have to be romantic.
No.
It's just like a cool vibe.
You know,
we're vibing.
You're right. I put everything through the filter of
romance. So do I.
It's misconnection, so that's what it's for.
Guilty as charged.
But you know, you're right.
Yeah, you know.
Right. Anyway, legitimately, great
word. Portmanteau. That's the second time we've used the word portmanteau in this podcast.
It's the word of the pod. If you have been playing along at home, no driving.
That's all. That's the end of the sentence. Okay, I've got one more for you, and then I have a good one to end on.
Ooh, I think I have one more for you after that. So perfect.
Okay, perfect.
Great.
God,
wow.
It's like we planned this. We didn't.
Yeah, we just love. We fabricate these little moments to like
make you feel like you get a peek behind the curtain, but really you're not.
You're just like it makes us feel like human and relatable, but we're
actually Google Voice. We're two Google Voice AIs.
We're two AIs talking to each other.
Try asking me what you should do to ask a cashier out.
I think you are a robot.
Don't.
Yep, sounds right.
Mm-hmm.
If only... I'm sorry. I read it wrong. If I could only fly. You, driving a two-tone old pickup on Rosa Parks at the Greeley intersection. Me, walking on RP towards Willamette for an evening... That was bad. It was Willamette.
He said Willamette.
I know.
Get him, boys.
I know. I deserve it. I deserve everything coming to me. Me walking on RP towards Willamette for an evening walk Saturday. You were blasting a Blaze Foley song and completely bawling your head off 30 minutes ago. I just want to say, it's going to be okay. If you ever want a hug or a chat, I'd be happy to. You seem really cool, and I hope it was just a bad day and nothing more. I like your taste in music. Let's laugh together sometime.
I wonder how many people have seen me absolutely losing my mind in my car. Because there's no place I go feral quite like in my car.
Yeah, I've never really had a good car cry.
Oh, Talon, you gotta.
I feel like
Talon,
even then I'd feel...
gotta.
I don't feel the car is a private enough place for it.
Oh, it's private. It's good. I cried in my car today. I sobbed in my car today. You should try it.
I'm not against it. Next time I have to cry and I'm in need of a space.
I have also done that and like left my house and got in my car and driven to Mount Tabor at night and parked my car on the street and cried.
Oh, wow.
It's a good place to cry.
That'd be good at night, yeah.
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 Just don't drive and
don't drive and cry.
I always say that, but I've done it. I've done it, but you shouldn't.
Listen, Elena will like sneeze, and she sneezes a lot in a row. And when she does that while driving, it's scary.
It's spooky. One time, my friend Audrey was falling asleep behind the wheel, and she wouldn't let any of us drive.
No.
I just had to roast Audrey for that because it was one of the scariest days of my life, and I will never forgive her for it.
Listen,
you know,
who among us hasn't been putting the last finishing touches on their podcast behind the wheel of a car and the laptops on the dashboard?
Oh,
who hasn't? You know?
Me. So you've done that, but you haven't sobbed in your car.
I've done that. No, I haven't done either of those things.
And then you need to call me immediately afterwards and tell me how it went.
Sarah, I did it.
Yeah.
Sarah, it's so good.
Yeah, it is.
Sarah, I feel so good.
I mean, that part, maybe not, but it is good.
I think, to each their own.
But I do wonder how many people have seen me absolutely losing it in my car.
I have to imagine.
And if they have, I really respect the fact that they understand it's private.
Yeah, I honestly think whenever you accidentally peer into someone in the car, it does feel like you're intruding. If you're, if you're normal, it feels it's intrusive.
If you're normal.
I know when I accidentally make eye contact with someone. Like, I could be picking up Mishka's poop on the side of the road, and then I'll look up, and someone's in the driver's seat of the car that I'm right by, and I'm like, nope, I'm sorry. I'm just here. It's just my dog. I have a dog. Good boy. Like, I have to really be vocal about my dog. Because I don't want them to think I'm
not
trying
just
to look
picking
at
up
them.
random poop on the street.
That's also a concern. But mostly, I'm not just looking at you doing whatever you're doing in your car. It's for you. This is your home away from home.
Yeah, we love it. So we get it. Person crying. And this was also an incredibly sweet.
Yeah,
Really sweet one.
Pretty cute.
Pee cute.
All right. I feel like I got a two-parter here. I want to put on here.
All right.
Do you
want me to read them immediately one after the other, or give us a little time to digest one and then the other, or like what's
Let's start with this one.
Okay.
And then I'll give you a little time.
You never wanted to be my bestie. I wish I saw how manipulative you were. Wish I didn't give you so many excuses. Maybe that whole relationship would have been so trash if you didn't feel like being such a fucking pick-me. But maybe he would have cheated anyways, and maybe he did. Who knows, and who cares now? Not my problem anymore. Lying sack of shit. God damn. That last line's got some vitriol.
It does.
Also, hey, they use the phrase pick me. And I think pick me, I used that for the first time out loud in a sentence in this podcast today.
That was the first time. You know what? You pulled it off like a champ.
Thanks. And I was trying to be a pick me girl.
It is so we should define it for those who don't know. Because I think, can I try and define it? You tell me how right I am.
Yeah. Go for it.
I think I understand. Yeah. I think I understand it in the context way.
Do you want to also do vor while you're at it? No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I can just
tell me what pick me means.
Okay, you Google vor in your own time. Pick me. I feel like someone who has pick me energy is someone who is trying really hard to get people's attention. Mm-hmm. And maybe that's just it. If it's more specific than that, then
I would say you're correct, but specifically the pick me, and again, I think there's like some misogynist undertones to it because people never say pick me boys,
Sure.
It's always pick me girls.
Yeah.
I think either any gender can be a pick me. That goes for you non-binary people. You watch out because you can be a pick me too.
No one is safe.
Anyone on the spectrum of gender, anywhere.
Everything the light touches
could be pick me. So pick me, yes, you got that right. It's about attention. Mm-hmm. And I think specifically when it's used that way, it is you are trying to set yourself apart from the crowd by trashing on something that the general consensus would agree with. So, for instance, a pick-me girl, right. If we were to say a pick-me girl, the archetype of pick-me girl would be vying for a man's attention in this, I almost said homo-regulated, this heteronormative situation.
Yeah. Same thing.
So the pick-me girl would do something like be like, oh, I don't like reality TV. I only watch NASCAR. Yeah. Right? So it's like something that like there's like a layer of it like not actually being true, that like the pick-me girl is faking it. It's also like she's trashing on the rest of, quote unquote, the rest of her gender in order to get ahead. So there's a lot to unpack as with anything, but I think at its basis level, if we can rip away the misogyny of it, I think a pick-me thing is true. I think that is a thing that everyone has done at some point in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
You want to. There's that whole part of growing up that's trying to be independent, right? So that's all it is. It's just you're taking that energy, I feel like, further. But yeah, I'm sure at some point it's like, nah, I don't like Disney Channel.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Exactly.
Like, gosh, if I'm trying to fiend a pick me boy for me. If that were a thing, if it were a stereotype, I'd be like, I like DC movies.
Or like I think that like pick me boys would be like the guys who like say they're feminist, but are only using feminist language to sort of manipulate people, if
Get
that
them
makes
likes,
sense.
Like post a picture with the tape over their mouths.
Exactly. Like that, it feels kind of like a pick me boy thing. It's like specifically rejecting the ideas put upon you or whatever in order to appease somebody you're after.
Okay. I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you. You know what? Learning new definition, new slang.
All the time.
As that one white band called it. They,
The shins.
Yeah.
I love that. Thank you. That was great. As that one white band I hope that's your bit from now on every time.
Every time we bring up new slang, well, I think every time I learn something, we should just play
Yeah.
That's the outro. And this has been new slang. But it's a hard thing to learn because I feel like you need to be comfortable trying to suddenly incorporate it.
Yeah.
And if I were to suddenly be adding words to my vocabulary, like
like sometimes tried and true slang is really good. Like hella. You see what I did there? I trapped you, bitch.
Just gonna.
I trapped you.
Anyway, so there's a part 2.
Oh shit! I forgot there was a part 2.
No, it's good. So that was the first part.
That was part 1.
This was a reply.
Okay. Regarding, you never wanted to be my bestie. STFU.
Succinct. Yeah.
Succinct.
Somebody
Beautiful.
did not like that
did
first
not
post.
like that first post at all. They said, "Shut the fuck up."
I love the energy in here.
It's a good energy. It feels right.
Like someone just like went off on a soapbox, and I think that someone else isn't related at all. I think they're like us, probably just reading misconnections. It's like you're in the way. Like, shut up. I'm trying to listen to these other conversations. Why are you yelling over there about something? That's how I
love that idea. I love that idea.
Yeah.
We've got one more misconnection for you, but before we go, we just want to say thanks for joining us on another deep dive into the misconnection section. If you enjoyed yourself, consider leaving a rating and review in the Apple Podcast app or tell a friend about the pod. Follow us on Instagram at Craigslistential Crisis for more misconnections, behind-the-scenes content, and more. The theme song was performed by Talon Bigelow, Rosie Sherman, and Elena Afanasiev.
New episodes of Craigslistential Crisis normally drop every other Friday. However, next one's going to arrive 2 days early on Wednesday, April 20th. And get excited because it's our annual 420 Spectacular with special guest Mariah Munoz. So smoke them, drink them, tincture them, eat them, brew a little ganja tea if you got it, and join us then. Sarah.
Okay, here you go.
Thank you.
Last one of the evening.
Here we go. Sunset TC eye contact. We both made eye contact, looked away, then looked back. No homo, your eyes are stunning. I'm Talon Bigelow.
I'm Sarah Dawson.
This has been Craigslistential Crisis.
Might I just say, yes, homo.
Hey, yeah, don't knock it till you try.
Don't knock it.